something like that. Yeah, I think 4 of them, maybe 5.
All righty. You ready to rock and roll?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I gotta get one thing. All right. In 3, 2. Hello, D-Gens. Welcome to Degenerate Takes. I, of course, am the Brofict one, AJ. Joining me, as always, the man with the numbers, sportsbook whisperer, college basketball guru, daddy of the diamond. All hail the king of the links, the person who's going to be picking up my entire bar tab my birthday weekend, the money trade, Noah. Shout out to him. I mean, seriously, guys, give Noah a round of applause. It's such a nice donation. He is
Ain't nobody clapping. Yes, please, Alex. I'll take things that are not happening for 2,000.
I thought I could maybe sneak that one by and maybe, go ahead with it. But hey, not worth a shot. Worth a shot, though, How you doing?
Yeah. Hey, can't fault a man for trying, I guess.
How you doing?
I'm great. Today was my Friday. I'm into the weekend. We're gonna have a hell of a time.
Friday. It's Wednesday.
Yeah, heading out to San Diego tomorrow for a nice little bachelor weekend. So that ought to be.
That's right. That's right.
That ought to be a hell of a time. But it feels good to be. Feels great to be done with my work week already, and now I can just look forward to better things.
There we go. I must have felt it, dude. I must have felt it. I wanted to go to a bar so bad after work today, and I must have felt the fact that you were on the weekend. You know what I mean? That I was like, it might as well be my weekend.
You felt the Friday vibes.
Exactly. I felt the Friday vibes. And, dude, I'm feeling them this week, dude. I'm feeling all the vibes this week. I looked at the slate that you provided us with this week. I'm stoked on it. I looked at the NFL slate, and I saw a lot of spots I like. I'm really excited to gamble on this very exciting football weekend, Noah. I can't lie.
Yeah, me too. Obviously got our college slate coming up. Fair warning, it is almost entirely power conference heavy.
This one is heavy, yeah.
I do apologize. I am not a power conference purist, supremacist,
no, not at all.
Whatever you want to call it. I do love my group of 5 teams. This week, though, I was putting together the slate. There were a couple games that just got left off, but it is, like I said, fair warning, mainly power conference teams. And then NFL, man, I just got to keep the ball fucking rolling.
Yeah, you do.
22-10 so far this season, ATS, with my NFL picks. 22-10. So, college has not been as pretty, but the over-unders, I am under 500 in that, but sitting just pure ATS, 22-10 right now.
You love to see it. You absolutely love to see it. No, you're killing it right now. I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing better on prop bets, which we don't do as much on this show. If you watch, I go live on Sunday mornings before kickoff, and that's when I usually do my prop bets. So that's just a little thing to put out there. I've been doing a lot better on props than ATS, but I also haven't calculated the numbers yet. That's this weekend. I've been very busy, so that's this weekend. So we'll get to that, and then let me tell you, next Monday, I'm either going to turn into like a political spinster and try to turn my numbers into how it's going to generate into more dollars later, or I'm going to just be on here like I'm king of fantasy. You know what I mean? It's just going to be one of those things. So we'll see how next Monday goes. That's why you want to tune into next Monday's show. But before we go any further, Noah, I do want to take a moment. Shout out to everyone watching here on Rumble, over on YouTube, X. Y'all are the best. If you like what we're cooking, please excuse me. I was reading the comment. Please like, share, subscribe. Does help us out a lot more than you know. Derpy Entertainment wants to get into the chat early. Shout out to South Carolina fans getting manhandled by Vanderbilt.
Hey, here's the great thing about that. They're not going to be the last team that this happens to this year. And I know we've talked about Vandy a lot. I'm obviously super, super high on Vandy. You are high on them as well, AJ. But, mark my words, it's not going to be the last time it happened. I mean, if you're Alabama, you're Texas, They're coming into your building at some point this year. I mean, Auburn, Mizzou later on in the season shouldn't be feeling super confident. And even LSU going on the road to Vandy, I'm going to say don't mark that as a W before you play the damn game, because I loved this last week because Vandy fans, even some players on the team, they were talking mad
They were
shit.
talking it, bro. They were talking it.
And you know, a lot of the time when that happens, you got to eat your fucking words.
Yeah.
You know, people in today's day and age, they're always keeping receipts, but it doesn't matter because the receipts told no fucking lies. Yeah, Vandy just absolutely trouncing South Carolina last week. That was great to see.
It was fantastic. Absolutely loved every moment of it. And I'm excited to watch Vandy play football again. I can't believe we're at a point in life where I'm talking about how excited I am to watch Vandy play football. But that's just where we're at, Noah. Life is good. And Derpy calling the shot. Notre Dame going back to their unrealistic playoff appearance. Wow.
Yeah, we'll see. I know we talked about them too. They'll probably have to win out the rest of their schedule to have consideration.
But
I
were
think
you
they
in
might.
the same spot last year? Were we not talking about them like in this same spot last year?
Well,
Like, hey, they got to win out now.
Well, last year was different because they lost to NIU, and it was like, okay, that's
NIU was bad. That was a bad
It was
loss.
like, that's really bad. But then they went and they beat some good teams, and they worked their way in, and then they end up playing in the national championship game. I think it's going to be a tougher uphill battle because it's 2 losses, but honestly, it might be a pretty much similar situation, right? That the one loss to NIU kind of, I'm going to say, is on an even playing field as barely losing 2 games to Miami and Texas A&M. Like,
I'm good with that.
I think those 2 losses equal the 1 bad loss to NIU.
And I do
I don't
think
think
that's
they're
one
dead in the water.
thing.
But they lose one more loss and they're done.
And that was a great point you brought up there, Noah. I don't think we can take into account, like, they didn't put cupcakes on the schedule. They started off right off the back, Power 5 conference, like, let's get into business. And so, yeah, they probably need to put in some work, but I bet that's going to take into consideration as well. Before we get into our picks, Noah, I feel as an Arizona Cardinals fan, I do need to put out a public apology, just like my quarterback did today, because I haven't seen someone do something so fucking stupid in my life. Like, it's so bad. I'm not even going to show it on this stream because I am so ashamed that my quarterback is even remotely involved in it. The fact that it's him in the picture wearing the jersey with the dog. I mean, bro, how do you like, he's a young kid. Like, he grew up with the internet. He knows about the Michael Vick dog fighting stuff.
He's got to be almost 30 at this point.
He might be. I think he's a year or 2 younger than me, if we're going to be honest.
Oh man, I
believe Stroud is my age. Mahomes is like a year older than me, or 2 years older than me.
Kyler Murray's 28.
Fuck, he is my age. Road Dog in the chat. What's good, brother? Road Dog, I don't care if he's trolling. It's not good trolling. Like, that's not a image I want for my quarterback. Like, I get it. Like, if you really want to spin it, if we really want to spin this, Noah, he's just saying, well, when Michael Vick was fighting dogs, like, we know the seasons he had. You know what I mean? So if he's like, I'm going to have a Michael Vick type season, but not the way to go about it. Just an absolutely god-awful look for Kyler Murray, the organization, everything. And I hate every part about it.
Well,
and
here's the only problem for me is having the pit bull in those photos. Like, that's a sick ass. That's a sick photo. That's a sick ass Michael Vick Virginia Tech jersey. But like, you can't,
bro.
The combination of the two is like, all right, yeah, that's distasteful. Is the way I would describe it.
Road Dog, I'll be honest, I laughed my ass off for a solid 5 minutes when I saw the picture because I was like, there's no way Kyler Murray is this stupid.
Actually posted that?
There's no way he's this stupid.
Oh, but he is.
It's and then okay. His comment, quote unquote, in no way, shape, or form do I condone animal cruelty or dog fighting. That's a pretty hard accusation to follow after posting yourself in a Mike Vick jersey and with a pit bull. Like, dude. like he has his family dog. Like I don't know if he actually owns a pit bull. Like that might be his dog, and so he's like, "Oh, this is a sick jersey, like cool photo with my dog. It's fine." Like
But
no,
you
but
have
like,
to know the message that's gonna like you have
and
to
he
at
has a
least.
PR team. Like how does this not? Like there's
Well,
no way he posted that himself. Like
clearly he didn't run that by anybody before posting it
oh
because
my god.
I mean it certainly does not take a genius to predict what kind of response that's going to get.
Now, I will say, I do apologize for my quarterback being an idiot. With that being said, I do like the mentality. Like, hey, I'm about to go prime Mike Vick on all of y'all. Like, get the mentality of it, but like also, like, you know what I mean? Like Mamba mentality, 24 over, 8 or whatever it was, whatever his other number was. You know what I mean? You'd rather be 24 Kobe over 8 Kobe.
I don't think you're understanding that the right way, but
Oh, I thought. Anyway, we'll talk about that off the show. It doesn't need to be brought up here. Anyway, might enjoy the mentality. He has been running the ball well. He has been throwing the ball well. Not good optics. Not good optics whatsoever. And this show also obviously does not condone animal cruelty or animal fighting of any kind of the sort.
yeah, I don't think we need to, come out and say that because
I just wanted to make sure we're talking about it. So I just wanted to make sure, cover our ass, dude. You never know. One person may watch that clip. That's the one clip they ever see of our show. I mean, we don't clip our show, but someone might clip the show. And then that's the one person PETA watches. And then all of a sudden we're blacklisted by PETA, which honestly might be the best PR we've ever gotten. But Matthias has been pretty quiet for a couple months. So
keeping us safe, yeah.
Well, Noah, with that being said, one other thing I want to cover before we get into our picks is that the NCAA, believe it or not, they are still around. They do still have a little bit of power left in what is college sports now, but they have announced that they will be closing the spring transfer portal window for college football. And so you will still have your fall transfer portal, your summer and everything. And then that key point between, January 2nd through the 11th. And I'm not going to lie. I think they missed the mark on this one by a fucking country mile. Like the issue, in my opinion, wasn't the spring transfer portal. The issue was the January 2nd through 11th portal, because you have teams still playing, you have teams still going at it, not, just having to divide their time. And I know that's part of the job, but at the same time, it doesn't make sense that it's going on during the season. I might be off on that take, but that's just kind of where I'm sitting on it. I would rather they close that window off and make everything wait until after. Even if they want to shorten the spring transfer window, that's fine. Let's shorten it, but make it after playoffs, after the national championship. I don't understand why we still have that happening while actual football is going on.
Yeah, no, that shouldn't be a thing. But also, I don't think it's a bad idea to make these kids wait until at least the academic school year is over to be worrying about where they're.
Okay, agreed.
So make them wait until early mid-May, whatever the fuck it is. I don't see a huge negative in doing that.
Yeah,
especially too because they are at the end of the day student athletes. So then it does put the pressure on them to actually finish out the academic year with no real outside distraction for at least a couple months. And then they can finish their academic year, and then, like I said, open it up first, second week of May, whatever, and then let the boots hit the ground and see where people are going at that point.
I agree. I really think they should close off that January portal. That doesn't make sense to me. Like, I get wanting to get guys in the building and stuff for spring practices and everything, but at the same time, I think that puts the team's still competing at such a disadvantage, and we're worried about competitive, whatever it is, fairness. Like, that's not competitive fairness in my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of
Well,
that. I think if you're gonna close that window, let's close this other one up and let's just make everyone wait.
Yeah, no, and that makes sense. Road Dog, really glad you bring that up because a little bit
That was
around
our
the
next
news,
topic.
not quite official yet, but Nico Mama Leva.
Ian, we may have to talk about him a little bit more now.
Yeah, funny. I don't think it's official yet, but likely to enter the transfer portal. Gets the grace of doing that with the coach being fired. Has not played enough games yet, so he can save a year of eligibility. It is, I think, highly expected from what I've seen that he will enter the transfer portal here and not play another game for UCLA. I don't know who the hell is going to want him, what kind of money he's going to be asking for after what happened in the last offseason.
He can't ask for money. He can't. It is more of a where will take me, I think, situation.
But I do think there's probably going to be some other players of value who will be hitting the portal, saving that year of eligibility, especially in today's day and age. And I think we'll probably see some Virginia Tech players doing the same thing.
Yeah, and if you want to know what Nick Saban thinks of that UCLA job, he said, I don't think there's anyone with a worse job in the world or something along those lines. So we'll see what kind of a person takes that job or who takes that job. I heard a random rumor that Jedd Fisch was going to be tied to it. And
no.
Back to here. Well, I will. If you're looking for a new job, Jed, come on back home. And we'll forgive, your little 2-year hiatus. Yes,
we won't. And
yes, we will. No, stop.
Don't even talk about that. Jedd Fisch is waiting for that Florida job to open up. That's what it's always been.
Isn't he?
Yeah, Billy Napier probably getting fired unless anything changes. Probably in that bye week. That
might be a good opportunity, yeah.
They have a bye week following their October 18th game, and I think that's probably, unless something turns around, unless Billy Napier can steal a win somewhere against all these ranked teams. If Florida continues losing, they'll play Saturday, the 18th of October, and then I imagine, that night, very next day, he gets fired. They have a bye week to figure some things out for their next game. And then,
let the new head coach take over a minute.
The only thing is, will Florida want Jedd Fisch now after a terrible season last year? We'll see what happens this year. They do look to be improved over what they had last year, but they're playing a tough schedule in the Big Ten, and we'll see if that's enough for Florida to be enticed to bring Jedd Fisch in.
Fuck Jedd Fisch, dude. I can't believe that guy.
But he's always been tied in conversations with that Florida job. It just wasn't open. Washington offered him after, obviously,
I know.
Saban retiring and DeBoer and all those dominoes falling. And
it's crazy how much the landscape of college football changed once Nick Saban retired. It is crazy.
I just hate that we got caught in that ripple effect, but it does.
Of all the schools, I really didn't think I thought we were safe. I thought we were going to be.
You know what? It's okay. It's okay. We're 3-0.
We're 3-0 somehow.
We have a bye week this week leading into a game at Iowa State the week after, who should be ranked in the top 15 at that point. And frankly, I don't think we're going to be a huge underdog.
What's the line you think?
I'm going to say 3.5. I'm going to say Iowa State's only favored by 3.5.
Wow.
Yeah.
I have this more of 5.5. I think it's more of a shitty line. The book doesn't want you to bet on this game. We're going to give it to you at 5.5.
Yeah. And I got to say, I'm playing around with it because, I've been diving a lot more into it using Copilot. You can use whatever other AI software you want, but I got to say Copilot, playing around with it today, asked for an analysis of the upcoming Arizona-Iowa State game, and then it said, would you like a score prediction? I said, sure, hit me with the score prediction. Copilot said 35-32 Arizona beats Iowa State in Ames.
Wow.
And I was like, I don't know if that'll happen, but thank you, Copilot.
I might start using Copilot now. I like their confidence in Arizona. That's solid. I'm a Grok guy though. Grok usually lets me know I'm an idiot, which is kind of nice sometimes. But
I I haven't played too much around with all of them, but I am liking Copilot.
No, neither have
probably
I.
the
I
most
mean,
out
I
of,
don't.
out of
I'm
any
not
of
a
them.
big like it's one of those things where it's like if it's there, I'll use it, but I'm not gonna like I'd rather like I can look at ESPN, I can look at scores and go from there. Like anyway. That's literally what we do. But I got no other big stories that jump out at me that I want to talk about. You ready to get into our picks?
Yes, sir.
Sounds good. And Noah, like always, I gotta say you did a damn good job with this one, brother. We're gonna start off Iowa Rutgers. Iowa 2.5-point favorites on the road, -140 on the money line, 46.5 is the total. No information on the spread, but I do have 73% of the bets, 90% of the money coming in on Iowa on the money line. Noah, what are you thinking?
Checks out. The spread actually opened up higher, so a little bit of reverse line movement going on here.
Where do you have it opening up at?
3.5, depending on the book.
Damn. Okay. Information is wrong on this one. It has it at 1.5. It opened at. Maybe it got up to that half. Maybe opened and then got to that high. Yeah.
Yeah, it may have opened lower, gotten up to 3.5, and then now it's down for some reason. But I have seen it as high as 3.5.
Damn.
So a little interesting here. I know DraftKings has it at 3 even right now, but yeah, you know me. I don't have a lot of faith at all in this Rutgers team, and I do love Shiano, but it all boils down to Ethan Kaliak-Manis, who I have painfully witnessed play quarterback for 2 straight years and watched every damn game of that.
Yeah.
And, of course, last year he has the fucking game of his college career against Minnesota. But Rutgers next week will be going to Minnesota, and I think the Gophers get one back on him. He's going to – I cannot wait to see and hear what that crowd is going to be booing at. It's just – that crowd's going to – especially after his comments and, like, talking shit about the Minnesota program and coaches. Yeah, it's going to be great. Can't wait for that. But – in this one, Iowa hasn't been super inspiring to me this season so far. Rutgers hasn't looked great either, and I think Iowa goes in. I think they cover the spread, especially if it's at 2.5. I love that. This over/under is way too fucking high. This is goddamn Iowa football.
Bro, I thought, dude, I texted you.
They thought they had a quarterback this year. He's, goes out and throws for 46 yards a game like a true Iowa quarterback. And that defense should be tough. I do not see this game coming anywhere close to 46 points. Give me the under. Give me Iowa to cover.
Iowa to cover under. Copy paste everything you just said. I mean, literally everything you just said. Do you think Rutgers will ever return to, prominence or respect or anything like that?
I don't think they have
the
enough
birthplace of college football.
I don't think they have enough draw. I don't think they have enough money.
Either.
That's the thing. In today's day and age, I don't know if they have enough money to draw in the talent that they need. Yeah, they could have some decent seasons if they make the right head coaching hire. And again, I have no problem with Shiano, but they make the right head coaching hire, get some some key transfers or recruits in there. Yeah, maybe they could have a season like Indiana did last year, but I mean, they're not ever going to return to being a powerhouse in the Big Ten by any means. I just cannot see that happening.
Fair enough. We're moving on to Syracuse at Clemson. Clemson 17.5-point favorites, 55.5 is the total, -800 on the money line for Clemson. I don't have it up because my book, the book that we usually use for college football, doesn't have the lineup. And so that's interesting. I mean, no money on the spread, but every dollar is on Clemson money line. Noah, the Big Orange of Syracuse hasn't particularly looked good. Is there any reason I'm not betting on Clemson this week?
I mean, I think if you're looking at the money line, I think this is an absolute no-bet type of game because that -800 is not an attractive line to
No,
to take by any means.
that's parlay money. That's parlay money, in my opinion.
And if you are betting money line at all, it's maybe throwing a little sprinkle on Syracuse doing something crazy, but they are playing at Clemson. It's going to be a tough ass game.
In Death Valley,
Clemson's got their backs against the wall now at this point in the season, which I did not think was going to happen this early. So there's going to be some extra motivation there. A loss to Syracuse maybe kills Clemson's playoff chances outside of winning the ACC, which was the position they were in last year, and they took care of business and they did it. But I like Angeli. I like Angeli, Syracuse's quarterback. I do think Syracuse is getting shit on a little more than they deserve to. And here's the thing. Clemson has some glaring issues. They have some glaring issues.
For sure.
This 17 and a half points is way too much. I have no problem taking Syracuse to cover the spread. I don't feel very confident in Syracuse winning outright, but I also don't think it's out of the realm of possibilities. I'm just not going to put any of my hard-earned money on that.
I get it. I don't like it. I don't see how and Road Dog's got a good point here. I mean, Klubnik hasn't improved at all, but they still feel like a team that goes in and can ruin, worse opponents. And I think Syracuse is a worse opponent from what I've seen. So I'm going Clemson minus the 17.5. Okay. And yeah, and I'm riding with that. I again, don't love the number. But it's up from where it opened at 16.5, not crazy number. And you can still get it at some books at 16.5. And so I'm not overly worried about it. I think 17.5 is a good number. It's more of a numbers play for me than anything.
And I may be coming partially from a standpoint of I've already been burned bad twice by Clemson this season.
Fair.
I had a lot of fucking faith in this Clemson team coming into this year, and I thought Cade Klubnik was one of my 3 favorites to win the Heisman coming into this season. He has not looked any bit the part of a Heisman winner.
Oh, I agree.
They've had its struggles. They've had struggles on both sides of the ball. This roster is so fucking loaded. They could figure it out. They could figure it out at any point, and maybe this is the game where things start clicking and they figure it out. And then if they figure it out at any point this season, they're going to be a dangerous ass team. They will be because they have the talent.
But they need to
figure it out.
Exactly, and I agree with you. They need to figure it out. But I would agree with you. Klubnik is not a Heisman candidate type quarterback. Has he played bad though? I wouldn't say he's played bad. I would say he's played under expectations, which is different. And I don't know. That's just kind of where I'm coming from. I have the eye test for Syracuse for me just has been awful. And that's more of anything where it's coming from. So can I guess your pick on this next one after I introduce it?
Yeah.
Because I know exactly where you're going because that's where I'm going. And I think this is.
I've been talking one team up big since before the season started.
But they also have passed tests. Like they have looked good, they have done good, and I think they're going to continue to do good as you do. And if you watch the show,
early ass fucking kickoff, by the way,
dude, why is it so early? Why is this game so early? This is a West Coast game. Who the fuck is on the West Coast is up at 9 a.m.? I mean, we will be for this game, but. It doesn't make any sense.
I'm up to watch the games on TV, but you don't really see too many West Coast games getting kicked off at 9 a.m. at the home stadium. But, whatever. And actually, I think they're technically mountain time, so it's, not quite as bad.
True, Utah and everything. So, Texas Tech, Utah, Texas Tech, 3-point dogs going into this plus 140 on the money line. 57.5 is the total. I can guarantee both of us are on Texas Tech money line here, right, Noah?
AJ, I am on Texas Tech money line. Yes,
I am too.
This is going to be a fucking fight, though. This is going to be what breaks.
It's going to be a close game. I think the line is placed very well.
Pretty high over under. I am actually going to ride the over in this one, but
Ooh.
it's absolutely. I think the biggest story in this game is what is going to break Texas Tech's offense or Utah's defense. Utah has a phenomenal defense, as they almost always do since Whittingham took over as head coach there. Texas Tech's got the number one offense in college football right now. They are just looking like they can carve through any defense like it's butter. Yes, they haven't been tested super strong yet. This is going to be a huge test. This is going to be one of the toughest defenses that Texas Tech has on their schedule.
Yes.
Can they continue to be super efficient and score a shit ton of points in this game? If they can, they're going to win this game by multiple scores.
Yeah. And if they can do that. And I don't know. And again, this is an eye test thing. I have a better feel for Texas, and I like the way Texas runs their team over the way Utah is going. And again, love this Utah team. I don't think they shouldn't be ranked or anything like that. Texas Tech money line, though. Plus money. I'll take that any day of the week.
Yeah. No, this is one of those beautiful games, though, and it's a conference matchup. This is
Dog fight.
Oh, no, this is one of those beautiful games where something's going to break.
Yeah.
Something's going to break, but these two teams are both really good at a lot of things on both sides of the ball. This could be a low-scoring matchup. This could be a really, really high-scoring shootout. Like we could get a 20-13 final score. We could get a 43-37 type of final score in this game, and it could be anywhere in between. So I'm really excited to see what happens. This game is going to be a big definition point, I think, for both of these programs going forward in on the season.
Yeah.
And there is a halfway decent chance that we see them play again in the Big 12 championship at the end of the year. So I'm really excited for this one. It's early on in the season, and I wouldn't be super surprised if this is not the only matchup between these two teams this season.
I wouldn't either, but love Texas Tech in that spot. Let's go ahead and move on, Noah, to Maryland, Wisconsin. Wisconsin, 10-point favorites going into this one, minus 365. 44 is the total. I want to see the money on this one. And no money on the spread. I'm not seeing any data on that, but all the dollars. Again, probably parlay bets on the money line with Wisconsin. And I do want to just, I feel like once a season, I have to take a moment and warn everybody. If you're putting together a money line parlay, I highly recommend staying away from the minus 900s, 800s, 700, et cetera, et cetera.
They had no value.
No value to the parlay, and then you lose it on that bet. And you're bitching at your bookie, and it's not a fun time because you're the dumbass that took it. And so it doesn't do anything. If you're going to boost a parlay, add another spread, add another something. If you like that team, take the spread. Don't take the money line or take the opposite side. Like, do anything but take these minus 800 and 900 money lines in your parlays. They just are awful for you. But anyway, Maryland, Wisconsin. How are you feeling about this one, Noah? And honestly, I kind of love Road Dog's comment here.
Oh, how am I feeling about this? I think this spread's too fucking high. And guess what? Maryland's 3-0. Maryland's 3-0. I've seen projections that have them like 13th, 14th in the Big Ten still. I think Maryland's getting a lot of unwarranted hate. I think this team is. I think this team's halfway decent, and I don't understand where the Wisconsin love is coming from. They have not looked good to me. Yeah, did they even cover the spread against Alabama?
I don't believe so.
I think they lost 34 to. They might have covered it by half a point. What did they lose? 34-14, and the spread was like 20.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, they might have covered it by half a point. Anyways, I don't think Alabama's that great, and so like. Here's the thing. I think this 10 points is too much. I think Wisconsin's getting too much favor. Do I think Maryland goes into Camp Randall and wins this game? Probably not. I think there's a chance. I do. I think they're going to be in this game. I'm not by any means taking a money line, but yeah, I'll take 10. I'll buy it up to 10.5, whatever I need to. I love that number of 10.5 for Maryland. Maybe even 11.5 if I'm getting an okay line on
I
the
think it might get there. Like, seeing where the money's on the money line, I'm assuming the spread is similar. And so I would not be shocked if we get towards kickoff and this is towards 11.5, 12.5.
That's kind of the point where I love this line is 11.5.
Right.
I like it at 10. I like it at 10.5. Gets up to 11.5 or higher. I absolutely love this line. I do think Maryland's going to have a chance at winning this game. They get a couple tip balls or anything like that going their way instead of Wisconsin's way. They're going to have an opportunity to win. Obviously, if those all go Wisconsin's way, Wisconsin could cover this spread. I'm not saying they can't, but I do not have a lot of faith in Luke Fickell.
No.
If Maryland wins this game, Fickell will be one of the top 3 names on the hot seat. His seat's already warm. His seat is already warm. And if Fickell loses this game at home to Maryland, he is absolutely on the hot seat, and he's got one of the hottest seats in college football. But yeah, give me Maryland plus 10. Over-under sitting at like 44.5. It's an interesting one. And I am going to go with the under in this game.
I agree. I this feels like an under game.
I think it's going to be
a run-heavy game. Maryland, if Maryland can get it done over the top, then they're going to have this game no problem. But it's,
I'm going crazy score prediction probably here, but I'm going 16-13 Wisconsin wins in a hairy game that's just going to be ugly battle in the trenches.
I don't hate that.
Lot of fucking punts in this game. That's what I got. I got 16-13 Wisconsin in this one.
I like it. I kind of like it. Let's go ahead and move on to our next matchup. Noah, Auburn, Oklahoma. Oklahoma 6.5 point favorites, minus 240 on the money line. 47 is the total. Why don't we check out where this money's at real quick? Auburn. No money on the spread. It's crazy they have no money on the spread this early, but NFL they do. But guess what, Noah? All the money on Oklahoma money line, minus 255. So I'm at a weird part in the season, Noah, where what I thought of a team hasn't come true so far. And I want to switch on my thoughts, but I still believe my thoughts, and I don't think I'm wrong. And that's a touchdown difference. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't think Auburn's good by any means necessary. I don't think Oklahoma's top 11. If we're gonna be honest, I know they're better than expected, but I think they're gonna, when they get up against real talent, they're gonna struggle. So I'm going to begrudgingly take Oklahoma minus 6.5. I think they do win this game. I think minus 240 is, I think this should be minus 300 if we're going to be honest. Not a great line still, but I like the 6.5 better. I think if they do win this game, it is by a touchdown or more. If they lose this game, it is by a touchdown or more. You know, I'm just in that weird place.
Interesting. I, on the other hand, am not, because I am fully fucking bought into Oklahoma this year. I have them number 8 in my rankings this week.
I know.
I think this is a damn good football team, well-rounded. They do have a couple starting pieces that probably will be out for this game. I don't think it's going to matter. They're playing in Norman.
Yep.
They got a coach who's on the hot seat.
Yep.
After a 5-7 season last year, and I think not only does Venables feel this, the entire team feels this. That last year was a massive fucking disappointment, and they should all be shamed and put their tail between their legs. And I think they've got something to prove, and that's a dangerous thing. You have a very talented team who feels that they have something to prove this year.
Yeah.
And I do think Oklahoma is going to be fighting for a playoff spot this year. Auburn, I think, is a good team. I don't think they're anywhere near the level that Oklahoma's at, and Oklahoma gets the grace of playing at home. I think this spread should be 13, 14 points, if I'm being completely honest. I think Oklahoma blows the brakes off of Auburn in Norman. Give me the over as well. I think Auburn is going to get some points on the board, but I am not going to be surprised if Oklahoma has a final score here that starts with a 3.
Road Dog seems to agree with us, so I'm down with it. Let's keep it moving, Noah. We've got Tulane. Ole Miss, 12.5-point favorites, minus 460 on the money line. 61 is the total. Noah, does this just not feel like a green wave type of weekend?
Road Dog was talking about Jackson Arnold with Auburn, though, AJ.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
Former Oklahoma quarterback, but
that's why I got confused. Okay.
Anyways.
Sorry, it's been a long day. Anyway. How you feeling?
Oh, this is a fun, and holy shit, this I feel like this line keeps moving up.
Yeah.
This line keeps moving up. This is a spot where I love Tulane to cover, but not quite win the game here.
Okay.
I think Ole Miss snatches a victory out of the jaws of defeat for the Checks Notes 3rd week in a row. Again, why I'm not sold on this team. They're sitting at 13. I got them 21 in my rankings because you barely beat Kentucky. You barely beat Arkansas. Tulane's going to come in there and they're going to put up a fight. Tulane's going to come in there and they are going to put up a fight. I think Jake Retzlaff, after what he did last week, didn't do a lot through the air. Absolutely fucking killed Duke on the ground. I expect Retzlaff's going to be running the ball. And this is a guy who's played in big games. This guy's a guy who has played in big games with BYU. I expect a high-ass scoring affair in this one. I think Tulane is not going to have a problem going tit for tat with Ole Miss. Ultimately, At the end of the day, Ole Miss has better talent. I think they get the job done at home if this is played at Tulane. I might be more inclined to take Tulane to win this. But this one has moved up multiple points since it opened. And
yes,
now sitting, look, like 12.5 there. I had 10.5 written down. I mean, it may even go up to 13 or 14 by the time this game kicks off. And anything in the double digits, I have no problem with Tulane covering a double-digit spread because I do think this is just going to be a high-scoring back-and-forth shootout.
Yeah.
Again, Retzlaff has been in these situations before. I think he can hold his own and go tit for tat with Ole Miss. Again, they're at home. I think they do get the job done. I'm not saying they're going to lose, but I am taking Tulane to cover that spread. Give me the over 60.5, 61, whatever it's at. I think there's going to be a lot of fucking points in this game.
Yeah, ditto, and ditto. Love every pick on this game. Love Tulane on this game. Love all of it, dude. I might sprinkle the money line if it starts to get fun towards halftime, but TBD. Let's go ahead and move on to our next one. Noah, we've got Michigan, Nebraska. Michigan, 2.5-point favorites going into Nebraska, minus 130 on the money line. 45.5 is the total. I mean, Noah, I'll be honest. Like, I am not sold on this Michigan team. Like, maybe we were told to be sold on this Michigan team. Hold on. Let me pull up the money. Yeah, money's looking the same, except a little bit different. 82% of the bet, 76% of the money on Michigan money line. So some people believe in Nebraska.
What? How is that all the same as what you were saying? You said you're not sold on Michigan, and then you said public feels the same, but a little bit different.
Well, a little bit different. I mean, we've been looking at money lines. We've been looking at money lines with 99. You know what I mean? Like this one. You know, you got someone from Nebraska at least believes in the team. You know, betting on them probably big money.
It's a 2.5-point spread.
Yeah, no, it's a small spread, but why should I believe in Nebraska? I guess is the better question.
I have no answer for you. I have
okay,
no
cool.
answer.
So we're on the same page. Michigan minus the 2.5.
Oh, absolutely. And this spread
Okay,
should be
cool.
quite a bit
It should
larger
be
than
six
two
and
and
a
a half.
half, 7.5. I mean,
Um, I'll give it. I'll give it to Nebraska. They're playing at home, but I still think this could be a 9.5, 10.5 point spread. I don't know why Michigan's getting shit on so much for losing to Oklahoma, who the AP has at number 11. I've got them
yeah,
at number 8. I think Oklahoma's a very good team. Yeah, Michigan lost a bad game to Oklahoma. I don't know why we're just like shitting on the Michigan football program because they lost a tough one to a really good Oklahoma team, or what figures to
I
be a
don't know
really good
either.
Oklahoma team. Michigan is head and shoulders of, and I hate Michigan, but they're head and shoulders above what Nebraska is.
Yeah,
And Rayola's just not going to have a good game. I can just guarantee you he is not going to have a good game. Michigan's going to go in there and they're going to take they're going to steal their lunch money.
yeah. It feels like that type of a game.
Yeah. I feel like Michigan's going to win this game by multiple scores. I think Nebraska's going to be out of this by the third quarter. If I'm being completely honest, I think Nebraska's out of this by the third quarter. Their fans are going to be leaving by mid third quarter because the game's just so
Ooh,
out of reach. Like, this is going to be a beatdown. And Nebraska, you're not back. I'm
no.
sorry. I don't know if Michigan's a playoff caliber team this year, but they are a very good team. And what very good teams do is they go on the road and beat inferior teams, and that's what's going to happen here.
That is, all over Michigan, 2.5. Love it. Next game, not up on the book. They don't like the line, and so it's probably going to move. Open up at 11.5 at most books at 13.5. West Virginia, Kansas. Kansas favored by that 13.5. Total sitting at 55.5. Kansas money line minus 465, 98% of the money, 100% of the bets. I do appreciate you putting a good ship bowl in here. I will give you credit for that, Noah. A great ship bowl
I know
you
you
put in here.
struggled with this one. I know
I
you struggled
did.
with it.
You know I struggled with this one, but I am I'm just gonna go on one of those old fallacies. You know, give me the home team when I don't know what to pick. Give me Kansas minus a 13.5.
You like that spread?
No, I hate the spread, no, if we're going to be completely honest, but I hate it both ways. If we're going to be like, if I'm betting on West Virginia, I'd rather it be at 14.5, 15.5, or something like that. If I'm betting on Kansas, I'd rather be at 7.5, 6.5. And
Even after winning the backyard brawl?
Really.
I'm just saying. I'm just playing devil's advocate here. I'm just playing devil's
Kansas,
advocate.
13.5. I am chilling. What are you doing?
Yeah, AJ, I've also got Kansas minus 13.5. I think they win this by 2 touchdowns at
Yeah.
home. I really, really like what I'm seeing out of Kansas this year. What we saw down the stretch, sans the Baylor game to cap off the season. We talked about Kansas went in and literally ruined like 3 other Big 12 team seasons by
Yeah.
just saying, "Hey, fuck it. I know we're 1-6, but we're just gonna like start beating all the best teams in the conference." And I think they fell on some bad luck. They played a shit ton of one-score games, lost a lot of them early, won a lot of them late against really good teams. Kansas is not a bad program. They're not a bad program. They're in a good spot. I like Lance Leipold a lot. Again, back at the hiring cycle when we hired Jed Fish, he was the guy that I was pulling for. Goes to Kansas instead. He's had some good success there. Not great, but good success.
Yeah.
West Virginia, congratulations. You beat Pitt. Beat him pretty good last week. Caught me off guard with
Here's
that
your
one.
participation trophy.
I had Pitt winning that game by multiple scores, but
But I mean, it was another ship bowl. You know what I mean? Like, it was, who is the worst team? That was the better one.
and at the end of the day, I am chalking that up more towards Pitt being much worse than I expected than anything
exactly.
good going on with Dick Rod in West Virginia. Going into Kansas, I think they've had a week off. I think Kansas has a get right game here. I am going over 56.5. I think Kansas's offense is just going to unleash a can of whoop ass on West Virginia.
Yeah, it feels like it. It feels like it, Noah. Let's go to the next game. Also, still down on my book. I should just change books at this point. South Carolina, Mizzou. Mizzou, 10.5 point favorites at home, 47.5, 48.5 the total, depending on the book you're looking at. Mizzou minus 360 on the money line. Noah, I was down on Mizzou to start this season, and I'm going to continue to be down on them, and that's as simple as that. I think Mizzou has played better football. Give me Mizzou minus a 10.5. I wish it was lower, but I'll take the 10.5 and just start praying.
You're on Mizzou minus 10.5.
I am. I hate it. I want you to know I hate it, but what do you?
All right. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take South Carolina this week.
Really?
I think they got their asses fucking handed to them last week. They got their asses fucking handed to them at home. Yeah, we're probably without Lenora Sellers this week, which is a big deal. It is a big deal. That defense was even the more glaring issue. They looked like absolute ass against Vandy, but this team was ranked really highly for a reason. They have a lot of talent on this team. Shane Beamer, I hate that guy, but I do think he's going to get this team fired up and light a fire underneath their asses. I think they're going to come out and play a real competitive game. I don't love them enough to take the money line on the road here, but I think it's going to be a huge bounce back win. And I also wouldn't be shocked if they pull out a win in Missouri. 10.5 is too many points for a team that was just ranked 11th last week to be an underdog by that much. Yes, they don't have their Heisman hopeful quarterback in there, but I think they're going to be just fine. They're going to watch that film from Vandy, and they are going to fix a lot of things.
I think so.
Fix or improve a lot of things. They're going to come out. I think they're going to look like a much different team this week, and I do think they are going to be competitive in this game.
All right, next game on the slate, Noah. You got to love it. Still not on my book. Miami, Florida. Miami, 7.5 point home favorites. Opened up at 4. 50.5, 51.5, depending on the book, is the total. Minus 280 on the money line for Miami. I want to let you know, Noah, I'm very excited for this game. And I will bet on this game because that is what this show is. We make picks. But this would typically be a game that I don't watch and I just kind of wait and see which head coach sucks more. Because you're looking at Billy Napier, you're looking at Mario Cristobal, two head coaches just great at choking football games away. And it's going to be who can either gain control or choke this one away.
Well, I wouldn't call Cristobal a choker. I would just say he doesn't know how to manage a fucking clock and still hasn't figured that out. But so long as he's not
under pressure, he's got to make a decision under the clock.
So long as Cristobal's not in a one possession game going into the last 2 minutes of either the first or second half, he's totally good.
And that is what I'm betting on. No, I'm hoping Cristobal doesn't go in there. I don't think Florida has the talent. Give me Miami minus a 7.5.
Yeah, no problem laying the 7.5. I'm right there with you, AJ. Florida. Yeah, they looked decent in Death Valley last week in a 2010 game. Shout out to Brian Kelly for absolutely fucking crashing out after a reporter asked him, basically,
that was great. That was a great crash out.
It was basically why do you guys suck on third down? Why can't you run the ball? And Brian Kelly just absolutely crashing out, LSU won the game. We won the game. LSU won the game. Why are you even asking me these stupid questions? No, great. If you haven't seen the interview, watch it.
Go watch it.
Yeah. I think I fear Miami may be legit this year. I said that yesterday when we were going through the top 25. I got them pretty highly up there, and I'm shocked that this line's at 7.5 with Miami playing at home. I fully expect them to beat the brakes off of Florida, but Florida's still got some talent and some fight in them, so we'll see what happens. But I'm on Miami minus the 7.5.
Love it, Noah. Let's go on to the next one. Illinois, Indiana. Illinois, 6-point dogs going into this one, plus 196 on the money line, 52.5 52.5 is the total. Number 9 going into number 19, Noah. I have made a point, Noah, over the years. I've made a point over the years. I have not called them the Fighting Illini. I've called them the Fighting Illinis because they need to prove to me that they deserve their actual name. And Noah, I've got to admit, this year so far, they've proven to me that they deserve to be called the Illini. This is a solid Illinois team under Bielema, and I gotta say,
Bielema.
it is.
Come on now, Bielema.
Bielema?
No, Bielema.
Okay, maybe I get his name right after this game, Noah, because I like it so much. I put it on a shirt. Give me Illinois money line all day long. Are you fucking kidding me with the Cignetti Indiana team? Like, don't get me wrong. All the respect in the world for Cignetti and what he has done with that Illinois team, but that Indiana team. But I think where Illinois is at right now in their journey of becoming a relevant program and a great program again, I think they are in a much farther place. And I think they go into Indiana and take care of business. Illinois money line, liked it so much. Put it on a shirt, Noah. What you got in this one?
Yeah, this is interesting. Last year, Indiana, really good team.
Great team.
I'm not gonna lie about that. Cignetti, love him as a head coach.
Love him.
Indiana only had really one tough game last year in their regular season. It was at Ohio State, and they got absolutely waxed, and it was fine. They went 11-1. Schedule a cupcake, playing nobody. That was one of the big news things of the offseason was like, oh, Indiana's literally scheduling the easiest fucking games they can. If they had it their way, they'd just play 3 FCS teams every year in the non-conference. Illinois, not so much. Illinois played who'd they play? They played Duke. They played I know they played Western Illinois, which is a cupcake.
Yeah,
they played what? Duke and
I'm trying to pull it up.
Who am I spacing on? Like a Mountain West team or something?
I want to agree, but I don't.
A MAC team, Western Michigan. But they played at Duke, beat them 45-19, and they followed up with a game at home, beat Western by quite a lot. Indiana did play Old Dominion. Yeah, they're not a bad program by any means, but and it is comparing apples to oranges here, and I'm not saying that because it's a red team and an orange team, but it's going to be settled when they play each other. And I'm all over Illinois. I have been since before the season started. I have them all the way up at number 7 in my own rankings, right outside of the top 5, and I do think they are that good. I think Indiana's a really good team too. They are playing at home, so that is going to provide a little bit of an edge. But I think 6 points is disrespectful to Illinois, and I think they win this game. I absolutely love them to cover a full 6, but I think they win this game.
Full 6, yeah.
I do think it's going to be a tough fight, but Brett Bielema, Illinois, I think they take care of business. I love Illinois on the money line.
I'll throw my hat in on the under too. This feels like an under game, grounded out, like a grind out game in the trenches. Like
I'd be on the over, but that's me.
Fair enough. Let's move on. Noah, Washington State, 20.5 point favorite. Huh?
I said the Apple Cup.
Oh, yes, sir. The Apple Cup. 52.5 is the total. Minus 1,200 on Washington. No, where are you going on this?
I'm glad you asked because this happens to be the dog of the week.
Oh!
Yeah. That's the thing. I do not care about a 20-point fucking spread, 19-point spread, whatever it may be. Jedd Fisch and this Washington team was not great last year. They look to be improved this year. But there's some bad blood in this rivalry. There is some bad blood. These teams are going to play hard. And, hey, Do it for the Pirate. Do it for the Pirate. Rest in peace.
R.I.P.
I like Wazoo to pull off a monumental upset here. They're playing at home. They're 20-point dogs at home. And I can just imagine in that locker room before the game, it's going to be all about, hey, yeah, they disrespect you so much that you're 20-point dogs at home on your home field in this big rivalry. I think Washington State comes out, they cover that spread, no problem. And I do think they win this game outright. This is my dog of the week.
I'll co-sign. I'm not going to lie. I was on Washington. It was one I was flip-flopping on where I was on Washington. I was on Washington State. I was on Washington. But, no, this is your dog of the week. Grab the horses. Let's ride, brother. Let's go. But my initial pick was Washington minus the 20.5. I do just want that noted. But anyway, let's ride, Noah. Let's get it.
Yeah, I'm taking the cat team over the dog team for my dog of the week.
Let's go. Go Cats. Always go Cats. Next game on the slate, Noah. We got Arizona State, Baylor. Baylor, 2.5-point favorites at home, minus 130 on the money line. 59.5 is the total. Can you please, for the love of God, give me one reason to bet on Arizona State?
I mean,
just try.
I don't have one. I'm sure somebody else could probably give you one, but
damn, neither do I. Baylor minus 2.5. Thank you for joining. I hope ASU has at least enjoyed being ranked while they were. I hope they enjoyed it.
You see what Levitt said? You catch wind of that?
Not recently. What did he do this time?
Oh, he got asked about expectations and everything, basically, and he was said something along the lines of we're in a good place now because they basically asked him about losing to Mississippi State and dropping out of the rankings, and he's like, yeah, blah blah blah, and he's like, yeah, I definitely work harder and perform better when those expectations aren't on me, and it was like, holy shit, that's not what you want to be saying.
Wrong answer, bud. Wrong answer.
NFL teams and NFL scouts are seeing that and going, "Oh shit!"
So you don't want expectations. You don't want pressure. You like
being the underdog, and that motivates you to play better. Well, guess what?
Hey, welcome to the Jacksonville Jaguars, brother. Welcome.
But they are underdogs in this game, so maybe Levitt's going to be more motivated this week. I don't think it matters. The far better quarterbacks on the other side of the ball, and Sawyer Robertson. Yeah. This ASU team lost a lot with Cam Scatterbo leaving. I mean, this man was the heart and soul of the team.
The offense.
Was their offense. Levitt's a second-rate quarterback in my mind. I'm going to come out and say that. I don't care. I've been saying that. He
was last year, and
I said it last year when they were winning all. Yeah. I was like, Levitt doesn't matter. This team is all about Scatterbo. He's the guy who makes this offense, this team run. They had a good week last week, whatever, against Texas State at home. They're going at Baylor. They're going to get shellacked. This game's not close. The fact that this is less than a field goal spread blows my mind. I'm taking the over 59.5. I'm all over Baylor. I think Robertson's going to have another hell of a game on what could be a potential run to a sitting on that stage, seeing if he wins the Heisman.
I get it.
I mean, he's played well enough so far.
No, I couldn't agree more.
ASU's defense is hardly going to be a roadblock.
What defense?
And any ASU fans traveling, just so you know, in Waco at Baylor, they don't serve alcohol at the stadium. So hopefully y'all know that before you go in.
We're giving you a PSA. So never say an Arizona fan never did anything for you. We're letting you know now.
I'm giving you a heads up, a little tipper. They do not serve alcohol on Baylor's campus. So,
well, yeah, I'm on Baylor minus 2.5. That line is way too fucking low. Let's go ahead, Noah. Final, son of a bitch. There we go. Final game on our college slate, Noah. Michigan State, USC 18-point favorites at home, minus 800 on the money line, 56 is the total. You sold on USC?
I think they're a damn good team. They outside of Texas Tech, I think they have, in my opinion, the second most impressive offense from what I've seen in the small sample size that is this season. Offense looks fucking great. My lava, I mean, I literally can't critique him yet. They haven't really played a lot of tough opponents, but I mean, it looks a hell of a lot better than I dare I say, since as far as USC quarterbacks go, it maybe looks the best since Matt Leinart. Is that crazy to come out and say?
I don't think it's crazy to say. I think it's just like it's one of those takes you get out in front of. Like, you'd rather be first on that take than last. You know what I mean? Like, I don't blame you. I don't blame you for that take. But
yeah. Well, and Caleb Williams won a Heisman. Did I think he deserved that Heisman? Not necessarily, but I'm just saying, maybe the best USC quarterback since Matt Leinart. It's a little too early for me to like say that in a definitive way, but dude looks fucking dangerous. He looks good. USC's turned out a lot of quarterbacks with a lot of high expectations that have not performed in the last like 3, 4, 5, 6 years. But I think Mayava's, he's the real deal. He's the real deal.
He is. Oh, Road Dog says it's a bad take. Damn. Wow, Road Dog coming out hot.
All right, that's okay.
Noah, okay. Side question.
I told you it may be a hot take. I said
I agreed with you. It was a hot take. Do you think USC would be in the same position if they play at the Rose Bowl over UCLA? I mean, those campuses aren't that far apart, close enough to the same distance away from the stadium.
This is about the team, and it doesn't matter what stadium they play in.
No, I know. I'm just talking about in general.
A lot of other factors at play. No, they play at the Coliseum, which if you're going to go see a game at the Coliseum, do not sit in the upper level. You're so far away from the game, you cannot see what's going on. Just my take. I having seen games at both, love the Rose Bowl, hate the Coliseum personally. That is my personal opinion, but no, USC. I think USC is pretty nice this year. I do think they are pretty nice this year with Lincoln Riley. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
What do you have on this game, AJ? I mean, it's kind of a high spread. It is kind of a high spread. You got 2 3-0 teams.
Dude, I know. Another flip flopper for me, and I'll probably flip flop before I actually place my bet as well on Friday night. But there is something in my it's going to be a gut pick with Michigan State plus the points. Like, I think USC wins the game. I'm not worried about that. I think they win it by 2 touchdowns. I think 3 is a lot to ask for, or 2 and a field goal plus is a lot to ask for. So I think USC wins. I think USC keeps their ranking, and I think they're going up against an okay Michigan State team, but going to be a good barometer test for them.
Yeah, I feel like we need a trophy for this game with the Spartans against the Trojans.
I saw one thing on Twitter, and it was like, "Oh, give us the Trojan Horse Trophy" or something like that for this.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a super serious one, but playing in the same conference, I mean,
might as well indulge while you can. Sell some merch. I'd buy that trophy.
I mean, you figured these 2 teams are going to be playing about 3 times every 5 years, so 2 to 3 times every 5 years. So it's, hey, let's toss a little trophy game into the mix. But yeah, I'm very high on USC right now.
I know you are.
I also think Michigan State, much like Maryland, is not getting enough love. I think this is a very competent football team. I think this spread is egregiously high.
It's very high.
I would have probably placed this at about an 8.5, 9.5. It's all the way up about 8 to 10 points higher than I would like to see this spread. So yeah, I am on Michigan State to go in and cover the spread. I don't think they get out of
No.
LA with a. They're not getting out with a win. I don't
No.
see Michigan State winning this game, but I don't see them losing by 18. I really don't.
That's so many points. Yeah.
I think it's too much, and it's funny that the USC is getting this much love by the books, but not by the people making the rankings. Which I don't know.
Who? The bums making the rankings? I mean, dude, I swear to God, every day that passes, I didn't think it was possible to lose more respect for the AP vote, but it somehow continues to happen.
Yeah, so that's where I'm at. I think it's another. I know I was huge on road teams on this
Big.
this
The
slate.
lines were kind of pushing them that way, though.
Yeah, and it's a lot of cover not win type of
Yeah.
bets for me on these road teams, but I think a lot of them will put up a fight. Again, my dog of the week coming in with the biggest spread I've ever taken on my dog of the week. With Washington State there at 19 and a half, 20, whatever the fuck, 19 and a half, 20, whatever the fuck it's at. But hey, man, I feel confident in Washington State taking the Apple Cup. Do it for the Pac-12. Do it for the Pac-12.
Do it for the 12. Do it for the 12.
That's going to be a fun conference next year.
It will be. It will be. I can't wait to cover it. But that is all we have in our college slate. No, you got anything else in the college football world you want to talk about?
I do not as of now.
All right, sounds good. Well, we'll do our normal break between college and NFL, and we'll be back with our NFL picks for the week. Before we do that, do you want to take a moment? Shout out to everyone watching here on Rumble, over on YouTube and X. Y'all are the best. If you like what we're cooking, please hit those like buttons, hit the follow buttons. Does help us out a lot more than you know. I'm the Perfect One, AJ. That's the Money Train, Noah. We'll be right back. Sorry, you good to go?
Yep.
Oh shit! I'm sorry. I thought I was more done with this document. Give me 2 seconds. I gotta just sign this document. We're putting an offer in. Jesus, so many initials. Alrighty, you ready to roll?
Yes, sir.
Here we go in 3, 2. And we are back. What's up, D-Gens? Perfect One AJ here with the Money Train. Noah, you ready to get into this NFL action, Noah?
Let's do it.
Because what a hell of a season, honestly. It's been a great fucking season so far.
Yeah, man. And yeah, I'm ready to keep that ball rolling. Like I said, 22-10 ATS so far this season.
Yes, you are. You're cooking, brother. You're cooking. Let's keep it moving, Noah. And let's start off with Thursday night football. Miami Dolphins going to Buffalo to face the Bills. Excuse me. Bills 12-point favorites going into this one. 50 is the total. 71% of the bets. 59% of the money coming in on the Bills. So you do have some heavy money coming in on the Dolphins, but Noah, I mean, like, here's where I'm at. The Dolphins are dog shit. Okay, they are a well-constructed team that cannot seem to figure it out right now. Whether that's the locker room not trusting the coach, whether that's players not trusting players, whatever's going on, it's not going well. And I don't think they get their mojo back all of a sudden against one of the better teams in the AFC in the Buffalo Bills. Do I have some concerns about Buffalo's defense? Yes, absolutely. However, I think this is a point where, we see Sean McDermott not be like Dan Campbell, pull his players in the fourth quarter and let some guys get some reps. Give me the Buffalo minus the 12. Love it at the minus 105. I'm a little worried about a backdoor cover, but not as worried as in other games that I am betting on today.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna take my first double-digit spread of the season in favor of the favorite here, and the beat down on the Jets last week. I think that's just going to continue against another shitty team here in Miami. I expect we maybe see a similar score to what we did, and I got no reason to believe Buffalo doesn't win this game by 2+ touchdowns.
Who does? I mean, and I hate to agree with the public, but sometimes you don't really got a choice, do you? Let's go ahead and move on, Noah. Jets, Buccaneers to start off your Sunday slate. Buccaneers 6.5-point favorites, minus 320 on the money line. 43.5 points is the total. Tyrod Taylor will be the starter for the New York Football Jets going into this one, as Justin Fields is in concussion protocol. Hey, Noah, did you watch the Monday Night Football game?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you agree or disagree? The one the Buccaneers were in, obviously, considering that's the fucking game we're talking about. Let's stick with the program here a little bit.
It's a valid question, but
I'm talking about the game, and I asked you if you watched the Monday night game. I mean, come on. But would you disagree or agree that Baker Mayfield is literally the definition of has that dog in him?
Yeah, I mean, he's had a terrible record as of late on prime time. Finally shook that one off, getting the win against the Texans. Yeah, I mean, Baker's good. This Tampa Bay offense is good. Jets defense has not looked good.
No.
Surprised this one isn't in a double-digit spread. If I'm being completely honest, I'm on Tampa Bay here, staying off that over/under because yeah, if the Jets can't put up more than 3 points, I don't know what's going to happen there.
It is worth noting, I believe, especially with the impact he's had on this Buccaneers offense, that Emeka Mbuka was limited in practice today with a hip flexor groin type issue. So, just first time popping up on the injury report this week, but granted, it's a short week for them, but just something to keep an eye on if you're a fantasy owner like myself moving forward. Going from, by the way, 63% of the bets, 57% of the money on the Buccaneers. We're on two public favorites early. It just kind of feels like one of those weeks, though. But we'll see what you say when we talk about your Green Bay Packers going to the Cleveland Browns. The Brownies, 7.5-point dogs at home, plus 335 on the money line. 41.5 is the total. Here's what I want to say about Cleveland. And what I did should have articulated better on yesterday's show. This isn't a bad football team. This is just not a good enough football team to win games. And I think that's the best classification for them. Like, they have a lot of good pieces. They have a lot of good moments. That defense is fine enough. That offense can move the ball fine enough. They're just not. They just don't have enough firepower. They don't have enough because they've spent money elsewhere. I wonder where else it was. And so they can't be where they are. This Browns team isn't as far back as people think they are. It's just the big ass contract holding them up right now, in my opinion. With that being said, Green Bay has looked nothing but dominant every single time a football has been snapped when they've been on the field. So go ahead and give me the Green Bay Packers minus the 7.5. I might just play it a little bit safe and bite down to 7. So I get a push instead of getting fucked by a hook. But again, that's my trust in Cleveland's defense and maybe a little worry on the Packers O-line.
Yeah, I don't know what you're worried about with that. Zach Tom, Aaron Banks, both back to practice this week. The only Packers
they were? I didn't see that. They were back.
Only Packers player not practicing this week was Jaden Reed, who was high as shit off his meds after his collarbone surgery and went live and said Packers are winning the fucking ship this year. But
if you're gonna go live after surgery, one of the best things to say, after you catch a ball and break your collarbone, hey, the boys are going to go and do it. The boys are going to go and do it. But he should be back. Only about a 6 to 8 week recovery usually on a collarbone.
Yeah, probably 8, but we'll see. Watson should be coming back at some point. Luckily, that wide receiver room that's all full of wide receiver 2s and 3s, as everybody loves to say, it is very deep. It is very deep, and I don't really see any setback here. We saw what the Ravens did to the Browns last week. I expect it's going to be a little bit different of a game. I think the Packers maybe aren't going to put the punishment as much on offense as the Ravens did.
That's kind of where I
think the Packers defense is going to chokehold the Browns a lot more than the Ravens did. And so I think this is going to be a good old-fashioned beat-down blowout. I really don't see this game going any other way.
I will give you, Packers defenses looks a lot better early than the Ravens does. Right?
I'm kind of surprised this isn't a double-digit spread, but
really? Okay.
I'm all over the Pack on this one. I got no worries about it.
Go Pack, go, baby. I wish I would have taken that future out on a mid-first game at 680, and now they're up at in the 200-300s at some books. I fucked up. I fucked up big time, and I'm willing to admit it. I'm not gonna lie, Noah. I hate this next game we're talking about. I hate, I've looked at it every which way, and I hate it. So let's just go ahead and get into it. Falcons, Panthers, 5.5-point dogs at home, plus 205 on the money line. 43.5 is the total. Let me tell you why I hate this, Noah. Love the Falcons defense, hate the Falcons offense. I like the potential of Carolina's offense and don't like the potential of Carolina's defense, even though I think the defense is the best part of the team, which isn't saying much right now. It's a rotten line. I hate my 5.5s, and oh man, it's pushing me towards the Panthers. I've been flip-flopping this on all day. Can you tell me why I should save my money and just bet on the Falcons?
I can't because I'm also on the Panthers here.
Right? Dude, fuck.
Yeah, Panthers had a lot of momentum at the end of that game against the Cardinals.
Dude, they looked really good at the end of the Cardinals game.
Almost put themselves in position to win that game. Falcons.
But let me say one more thing about that game. As a Cardinals fan, I never felt they were out of it. If that makes I never felt the Cardinals established dominance on defense, established dominance on offense. I felt like they won the battles, but at no point in the game won the war. If that makes, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's fair. And the Falcons coming off a big dominant victory on the road, go on the road again. I think Carolina might catch Atlanta early in this game and might get up on them early. I feel great about a Carolina money line bet? No, but
I flirt with it though. I might buy it a drink. That's a bet I might buy a drink.
It's a division matchup, though. I mean, I feel like the Panthers are going to be fully in this game. I think they're going to be fully in this game. T-Mac is getting ready to blow up here, and Bryce Young.
T-Mac anytime touchdown.
Bryce Young looked a little bit more focused than he did week 1. So I'm okay with Carolina.
Give me Bryce Young anytime touchdown. I'm with you, Noah. Carolina plus 5.5. I think I'm going to buy the money line and drink. I really do. I do. I like it. And where do you think the money's at on this one?
Probably more so on Atlanta than Carolina.
Kind of. It's interesting. 32% of the bets, 53% of the money on the Falcons. So does Atlanta have legal sports betting? I believe they do.
I don't remember.
Because usually when I see a disparity discrepancy like that, I think, oh, well, one of them's not legal. But I would assume Carolina was more illegal than Falcon. Anyway,
I couldn't tell you off the top of my head.
Neither could I, and we're not going to look into it. Let's go to the next game. Colts, Titans. Titans, 4-point dogs at home, plus 165 on the money line. 43.5 is the total. Noah, we cannot lie that Danny Dimes looks like a different quarterback with this Colts team, behind this Colts line, with this Colts running back, with this Colts wide receiver room, with this Colts. And there was one thing I heard in sports media that just really kind of resonated with me. It's like, hey, these, rookie contract quarterbacks, second-year contract quarterbacks, let's give them a break. Because a lot of these guys, you look at Baker, and granted, the Browns had Baker, and that's a whole other situation. The Panthers had Baker, that's a whole other situation. But you look at Geno Smith, you look at Baker Mayfield, you look at Sam Darnold, you look at these guys that it took a couple teams to get into the right system. It might not be the worst thing to write off. The issue with the Titans, though, is Cam Ward seems to be in the right system. No one can catch a football. And I mean, I want to love this Titans team. I really like Cam Ward, and his tape speaks for itself. It's a lot of drop balls and everything, but I'm on the Colts minus the 4 because I don't think a single wide receiver can catch a football on that squad.
I do think there is one wide receiver that can catch a football, and his name is Alec Aominor, the rookie.
Oh, true. I forgot about Alec. My bad.
Who is had a touchdown on a crazy pass last week. He's just getting started.
Give me him anytime touchdown.
If he's not already wide receiver 1, he will be wide receiver 1 for this Titans team. I know they have Calvin Ridley and a couple other pieces, but it's going to be Aominor, a late round pick who, when he got drafted, I said, "Oh man, that's a fucking steal. That's a fucking steal." I mean, yeah, he comes out of Stanford, but the dude had such a good last year or two with Stanford. If you remember, he went for 200 plus and 3 touchdowns, all against Travis Hunter. Made that man look
Who?
silly.
Wait. Who?
Made Travis Hunter look absolutely silly in college.
I know he was big in college, that Travis Hunter kid, but is he in the NFL nowadays?
Well, he's looking mid as fuck, but that's a different story. Yeah, I mean, I love the way this Colts offense is clicking. Daniel Jones is really just absolutely thriving with Shane Steichen there as coach, who's supposed to be one of the quarterback whisperer coaches. It didn't work out with Anthony Richardson, but maybe the problem is Anthony Richardson.
That's honest to God, like that's what I'm thinking, bro. Like, I'm not saying he's uncoachable or anything like that. I think Shane's been around football literally longer than Anthony Richardson has played. And so I think he might be kind of set in his ways on how he wants to run it. And Anthony Richardson just may not be, I think adapting is a better word, because I don't want to say uncoachable because I'm not in the room. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Obviously, there's some attitude issues that have been brought up, but I am on the Colts to cover the spread on the road. I don't think Tennessee is going to be the laughing stock of the league by any means, but give me the Colts, give me the over.
If they lose every game, like, we will find reasons. Like, I don't think it would be an embarrassing lose every game. You know what I mean?
They're not going to. They're not going to.
They're not going to, but if they did, I'm just saying.
Cam Ward looks halfway decent already through 2 starts. He's going to be just fine. I know he doesn't have like the best pieces around him necessarily, but Tennessee will figure it out. They'll be okay.
Yeah. I'll send you my NFL Plus password. You should watch just Cam Ward's tape. It's a lot better than you think it is. Like, the bro looks really good. And that Titans O-line doesn't look half bad, I'll be honest. Where do you think the public's at on this one?
I have no idea.
Colts, 42% of the bets, 67% of the money on the spread.
Okay.
So, interesting. The public seems to like what the Titans are putting out, but the actual money is speaking for itself. Let's move on, Noah. Raiders. The Raiders. Washington Commanders. 3.5-point favorites, juiced up to plus 100, minus 178 on the money line. 44 is the total. A spread this tight. Let's look at the money early. 76% of the bets, 33% of the money coming in on the Commanders. So I think that half-point scares them. This line was at 4.5, moving down to 3.5. So I think that half-point is scaring a lot of.
Who's playing quarterback for Washington?
That's a great question. No one knows right now. Jaden Daniels is questionable, not ruled out, questionable. I
don't think he's playing.
From the reports that I've seen, I would agree with you. I don't think he's playing, but there has not been an official designation.
This one could be a little bit of a dogfight.
Yeah.
3.5. I think the book knows what they're doing, putting this in a tough spot here at 3.5.
Open up at 7.5. Just want to put that out there.
Yeah. No, well, that makes sense. I mean, Jaden Daniels is probably not playing. So 3.5, I think is fine here. Man, I wish this was at 2.5. I may buy it down to. That's going to be my pick. I'm buying it down to 2.5, and I'm taking Washington at home to win by 3.
Yeah, it's a buy down option.
Yeah. Oh God, over under sitting at 44. I'm staying off of that. I mean, I'm just going to buy it down to 2.5. Take Washington, call it a day.
Agreed. Going to be a lot closer than people think, though. Let's keep it moving. Even if Jaden Daniels is healthy, I think it's going to be a lot closer. Bengals, Vikings. Noah, we get our first backup matchup of the year. Even though the 49ers Saints felt like that, Spencer Rattler was named the starter of the team. I just had to get my Spencer. I know I'm going to get another dig in there. I just wanted to get one in early. The Vikings, 3-point favorites here, minus 161 on the money line. 41.5 is the total. I like how Jake Browning Boning, whatever his name is.
Browning.
Browning, thank you. Knew I was right the first time. I like how he handled the end of the last game. I thought he played well, and I mean, it's going to be hard for a quarterback who has receivers like Jamar Chase and T. Higgins to perform badly. However, the same can be said about the Minnesota Vikings and having a quarterback that actually kind of knows what he's doing behind a team in Carson Wentz. I like where this line's at. I'm gonna bet on it and pray for a push. Give me the Vikings minus the 3. I'm not high on the Vikings. I think there's a lot of issues there, but I think those issues are echoed more on the Bengals. And I think Carson Wentz is going to be able to dissect that defense a little bit better than Browning's going to be able to dissect the Vikings defense. That's where I'm at with that one.
Yeah, I mean, God, talk about another quarterback who's been around for a bit, going to a team, a quote unquote quarterback whisperer, head coach or OC, and Kevin O'Connell.
Dude, right?
We're going to see one out of two things here, right? Either because it looks like JJ McCarthy is going to be out at least 2 weeks, and so either Carson Wentz is going to come in here and absolutely excel in this offense, or he's going to flop, or his glass bones are going to get injured like they always do. I don't know. I guess that's 3 things, but
he could break both legs again.
Going to be real interesting here. I do not think it's out of the realm of possibilities that Carson Wentz comes in and just is lighting shit up with this Vikings offense. Important to keep in mind, Aaron Jones also out. So Jordan Mason going to be the number 1 running back. They did bring Cam Akers back for the 3rd stint now to be backup. So we'll see what happens there.
I do want to say, I really hope he never sold his house in Minneapolis or wherever. Like, I hope he isn't house hunting again or apartment hunting again. But anyway.
Jordan Addison going to be out, serving, I believe, the last game of his suspension
last week.
here.
About to use him as some serious trade bait in a lot of leagues. I'm excited.
I did like the way that Browning played. We'll see. I know the Bengals did make a couple stabs at some other quarterbacks, offering the Packers a 6th-round pick for Malik Willis, which the Packers swiftly said, no, fuck off. That's way too low. Reportedly, the Packers were looking for either a 2nd or maybe a 3rd-round pick for Malik, and Bengals were coming in at a 6th, so 2 teams couldn't agree there. They are in talks with the Giants for Jameis Winston.
Please! Oh, please give me Jameis Winston with Jamar Chase and T. again. Please, let this man throw for 5,000 yards in the last 15 weeks of the season. Please.
Yeah, I think a lot of the NFL fan base as a whole would love to see that, but we'll see.
The best tweet one last thing. The best tweet I saw was all NFL owners just throw $100,000 into a pot, and Jameis Winston is just emergency quarterback. The first quarterback that is out with a season-ending injury, Jameis Winston steps in. And then just until he retires. I think that would be electric. But anyway.
Yeah. Anyways, I thought Browning looked good. He looked good.
Yeah.
He also took over in a game where Cincinnati was not in control when he took over, and he played through the game and played fine, and honestly stepped in and looked tit for tat, was basically doing anything Joe Burrow was doing in that game. I'm not saying Browning can do everything that Joe Burrow can, but he can do a lot of what Joe Burrow can, and he can carry the weight of this offense. I really don't think Cincinnati necessarily needs to look for another quarterback. Probably want a solid backup in case something happens to Browning in the meantime, but I'm going Cincinnati on the money line here. The Vikings had a lot of fucking issues on Sunday night, and it's a lot of issues that I cannot look past, and so I think Cincinnati takes this one.
I get where you're coming from. I trust Carson Wentz, the quarterback whisperer.
Hey, and like I said last night, though, watch out, though, because the other scenario looming is J.J. McCarthy doesn't come back anytime super soon. Carson Wentz either gets injured or absolutely sucks, and then Max Brosmer is your next Brock Purdy. Although Brock Purdy
My
was Mr.
favorite.
Irrelevant, Brosmer did not even get fucking drafted, so he one-ups Brock Purdy, and then he's going to be making $80 million a year.
My favorite conspiracy theory right now is that JJ McCarthy didn't know about his high ankle sprain until that news came out. And
until they told him about it, because he looked so terrible.
whoa, I have a high ankle sprain on the injury report. That's interesting. And it's a soft benching and not just we're benching our shitty rookie quarterback, essentially. I know Katie's in the background. I'm sorry, Katie. I'm just speaking the truth. I'd say the same thing about Kyler Murray and the fact that, again, Michael Vick and a dog. I'm sorry for the picture. He shouldn't have done that.
Anyways.
56% of the bets, 67% of the money coming in on the Bengals in that game. This one's going to be a good one, Noah. Moving on. Steelers, Patriots. Patriots, 1.5 point dogs at home, plus 105 on the money line. 44.5 is the total. Do you think this Steelers defense really took such a step back this offseason, or is it just Russ? They weren't ready for it?
No, they can't stop the fucking run. And the problem is you can't get that lethal pass rush going when you can't stop the fucking run, and they can't stop the run this year. It's been very evident through 2 weeks. It's crazy too because on run plays, there's been about like 12 to 15 of them that have run at TJ Watt. Those are averaging like 2.5, 2.7 yards a carry. There's been 60 something rushes in 2 weeks run away from TJ Watt. Those are averaging over 6 yards a carry. And the Steelers are not playing the run very well at all on defense. I think the Patriots, if they're wise, if Vrabel is wise, he's going to come in with a game plan where they're just going to run the ball, and they're probably going to run it away from TJ Watt. And they're going to run the ball very successfully. Aaron Rodgers does look like he shaved 4 or 5 years off of his
he looks good.
He's not looking bad by any means. I mean, he's looking like a very competent NFL quarterback, which we didn't see with the Jets last year. This is going to be a close one. I do have the Steelers edging this one out, but I think it's going to be a fight. And I do love the over in this. I think it's going to be higher scoring.
Yes.
I could totally see this being like a 33-32 Steelers win, like in a real tight one where Boswell's hitting the game-winning field goal.
I'm right there.
It's tough because I do think the Steelers' defense is much worse than we're accustomed to seeing.
Yeah, I would agree. And like you said, the run defense doesn't look great. I'm all over the Steelers on this one on the money line. I'm not going to mess around with the points, like you said. Probably going to come down to a 1-point victory with a field goal. Love the over here, like you said. This is not going to be your typical Steelers-Patriots matchup. Give me the over, 44.5. Love it. 86% of the bets, 51% of the money coming in on the Patriots spread. So
yeah, I mean, this feels like one of those over the course of the season that the Steelers are going to find a way to win. I just don't think it's going to be pretty.
No. Texans, Jacksonville, 2-point favorites, minus 133 on the money line. 44.5 is the total. Noah, what world are we living in that the Texans are underdogs to Jacksonville?
A ridiculous world. And it's Houston lost narrowly to the Rams, who are favored to win the NFC West.
Yep.
To the Bucks in a game where they probably should not have lost that game. They convert that 2-point conversion, they win that game. It doesn't even matter.
No.
Houston's got some issues. They've got issues. Don't get me wrong there. They do have issues. And they should not be an underdog going into Jacksonville. They shouldn't be.
No.
I don't care that Jacksonville, they're not even 2-0. They're 1-1. But like, Houston should be favored in this game. I'm on Houston on the money line. Like, it's gonna be fine. I said
Yeah.
after week one, I said, "Oh, Houston's finally Houston's sitting at plus odds to win this division. Perfect time to pounce." They're at even better plus odds right now, which is great. I am still on Houston to win this division. I don't care that they're 0-2 and Jacksonville's 1-1 and the Colts are 2-0 and the Titans are still 0-2, but it doesn't bother me. They're gonna get one here on the road at Jacksonville. Trevor Lawrence is just throwing absolute hospital balls left and right.
Every receiver, every time he throws the ball, I think someone's going to that.
I mean, Trevor Lawrence is literally trying to kill these receivers on
He
Jacksonville.
really is.
But
to his credit, that's the only windows open.
It's not necessarily. And BTJ, he's scared to catch the ball because Trevor Lawrence keeps throwing hospital balls, and I don't fault him for it. He's worried about where is this defender coming to absolutely take off my head off my shoulders, and Jacksonville looks okay. Whatever, I don't care. Again, the 0-2 start for Houston, I'm not overly worried about it. If it continues, I am, but being underdogs in this game is disrespectful. They should be favored. Yep. I think they win this.
Yep, Houston money line, love it. Rams, Eagles. 3.5-point favorites. The Eagles are in the link, minus 180 on the money line. 44.5 is the total. The book put this aggressively. I mean, no question about that. I think this line is put very well with how the Rams have performed. I'm going to take my first shot of the slate. No, I think the Rams win this one outright. I like what I'm seeing out of the Rams a lot more than the Eagles. Not only that, I do have this out belief that the tush push has been called out so much. We may see the first offsides, false start, something happening with the tush push here that would cost them the game. And so I am going a little bit off of that. I'm also going off of the fact that the Rams do look pretty solid after week 2. Give me the Rams on the money line plus 152. I want to sit on the under 44.5, but I need another beer before I buy it a drink. That's where I'm at with that.
Yeah, I don't hate the under in this one. I wish this was at 2.5. I really do.
2.5. That we're having a different conversation.
Yeah, I'm not going to believe that any flags are going to be thrown on the tush push until I see it happening. Rams.
I think it's going to. I do
think this line is appropriate, though. The Rams' defense has looked really damn good through 2 weeks. Philly has had some struggles on offense outside of basically being in four-down territory no matter where they are on the field, which is just annoying as fuck.
Do you think if Pablo...
Sorry. I'm gonna ride with Philly minus 3.5 on this.
Okay, I get it.
They are the all-around better rounded team. I like the Rams' defense a lot. I just think Philly's defense is really strong, and they're going to cause some problems for the Rams' offense. So,
do you think it takes Pablo Torre to find out about this, and then the refs start calling it, or because Pablo Torre's been killing it?
No, I wish the refs would start calling this.
Because if they started calling it, I don't think anyone would have a problem with the play.
Well, no other team is continuously lining up offsides and false starting.
No, not at all. So, anyway.
And it's still successful. It just won't be 92% successful. It'll be 80% successful like the league average is, And
where do you think the public's at on this game?
Probably all over the Eagles, I would imagine.
73% of the bets, 33% of the money on the Eagles. So you are getting some heavy money coming in on the Rams there. Next game on our slate, getting into the afternoon slate. Broncos, Chargers. Chargers, 3-point favorites at plus 100, even money. Minus 155 on the money line. 46 is the total. Why am I not slamming the Chargers?
Yeah, no, you should be. The Broncos have not.
Yeah.
they have not looked great whatsoever through 2 weeks. Struggled against the Titans week 1, lost to Colts week 2. Are the Colts good? Maybe. It's 2 weeks. I'm not going to put full judgment on that. And
They got my stamp.
Denver's defense looks nowhere near the level that they were supposed to be. Like, this was a lot of people were talking about Denver's potentially the number 1 defense in the NFL this season.
They can't even sniff the top 15 right now.
Yeah, they look no bit the part. You know, like they're nowhere near the part. This fucking play action offense that the Chargers are running, where they just don't even run the ball anymore. They just loom the threat of running the ball over your head and then just run play action every play. It has been phenomenal. I don't know if it has a lot of. I don't know if it's going to last through a whole season. I mean, they're going to eventually have to actually run the ball and not just have the threat of running the ball.
Like I said yesterday, Jim Harbaugh is an evil genius. He's establishing the play action to establish the run. He's an evil genius. Maybe.
Although, just wait. And this could be the game where Denver just says, oh, we see what you've done through 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And we're just going to play pass pro. And
they run the ball up their gut the entire
No, I'm saying Denver just goes, oh, we're just going to play pass pro on you the entire time and not even play the run game. And then the Chargers, Greg Roman takes way too long to adjust to that. And then next thing you know, Denver's got 3 interceptions off of Herbert in the first half. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I am on the Chargers to cover this. I mean, this team looks very, very well-rounded. Quentin Johnston figured out how to catch a football. That's a dangerous thing. Keenan Allen resurged back into everything.
He looks like he cares about football again after being with the Bears.
Yeah, and the Bears will do that to you and take a couple of years off your life. But I think the Chargers are a very sound football team. I think at home they take care of business -3. I'm not worried about it.
Couldn't agree more. Saints, Seahawks 7.5 point favorites -385 on the money line. 41.5 is the total. Not going to waste a lot of time on this one. Give me the Seahawks -7.5. Give me Spencer Rattler anytime interception. And Zach Charbonnet, 2+ touchdowns.
It's a wild prop bet with a split backfield, but sure, you go for that. This one's a little interesting to me.
You think this is interesting? I think this is a blowout.
7.5 actually makes me a little nervous on this. I do think the Saints are still going to be asked this season. I may be off of the 0-17 train, but then again, I don't know. They played the Cardinals, and then they played who did they play last week?
Exactly.
The Niners. Now they're playing their third NFC West team, and maybe the NFC West just ain't quite that great. I don't know.
I've been saying that all preseason. I do want to point that out.
Yeah, I'm going to take the 7.5. I wish it wasn't a full 7.5. But Seattle's defense looked really good against Pittsburgh last week. I think they're going to cause problems. The Saints are putting up points, but they're not in a winning spot. So
no,
we're just going to ride with that. Seattle -7.5. No over/under on this one.
Yeah.
I feel good about it, but not great,
I feel it. Let me tell you about a game I feel great about. Absolutely wonderful about. No doubts in my mind. Noah, if I was to put an NFL team on a shirt, I would put it on this weekend. And I hate this. I hate it. Give me them boys on the money line against the Chicago Bears. No. Just no with the Chicago Bears. I texted you earlier today and they were 1-point favorites. I do want that noted in the records that earlier today they were 1-point favorites. Dallas was -120 on the money line, but still, and the betting is very split on this game. 35% of the bets, but 64% of the money coming in on Dallas plus the 1.5. Line moved from 3 to 1. Again, worth noting, Chicago, legal sports betting. Texas, no. I Noah, like watching football games, I don't understand how you can get to a point where you're like, no, the Bears are going to beat the Cowboys. Like, don't get me wrong, the Cowboys have a lot of issues, but CeeDee Lamb is literally saying, go ahead and quadruple cover me. I'm going to catch the football and run upfield for extra yards. Like,
yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, I mean, we saw what that Bears defense has looked like the last 2 weeks. But then you have the doubt in your mind of the Cowboys didn't look great against the Giants defensively last week. They had a good showing against Philly week 1,
no,
but
I don't. I'm starting to think I'm giving Russell Wilson just the benefit of the doubt that he had the best game of his career, not that Dallas had a bad defensive game.
Yeah, maybe so. I'm all over Dallas to win this game. I love the over 50.5. I think this is going to be maybe not quite to the extent of the Giants-Cowboys game this past week, but there's going to be a lot of fucking points scored in this game. But Dallas is going to score more of them.
I agree. Let's move on, Noah. The last game in the late slate, my Arizona Cardinals going up against the 49ers. At Levi, 49ers 2.5-point favorites, minus 160 on the money line. 45 is the total. And I get it's a divisional game, but for these two offenses, for me, that feels low. I'm not going to touch it, but I'm just saying it feels low. The money's interesting on here. 68% of the bets, 29% of the money coming in on the 49ers minus that 2.5. So you do have a lot of heavy money coming in on the Cardinals. And I know it's going to seem like a homer pick, but watching the Cardinals, watching the 49ers the last 2 weeks, both defenses are bad. Let's just go ahead and get that out of the way. I think the 49ers defense suffered a lot more losses in this preseason and offseason than we really understood, and it's showing a lot more now. I think Kyler Murray is, as I was saying, going to be looking at that caliber of an MVP type quarterback, and it's working out. James Conner looks great. Trey McBride looks great. Marvin Harrison Jr. has caught a football. Give me the Cardinals on the money line plus 135. I love the plus 2.5 at plus money too. I mean, this feels like we get one on the 49ers in the 49ers with Mac Jones starting.
Yeah, I mean, NFC West teams love to win on the road in these divisional matchups for whatever fucking reason. Don't know why.
It's awful, dude. It's awful. As a fan, it is freaking awful.
But I'm going to go ahead and I think ride with the Niners. I think they got a slight upgrade at quarterback with Purdy getting injured and Mac Jones. Let's not forget about what he did his rookie year.
True.
I wish this was a pick 'em. To be completely honest, I'm probably riding on the money line, not the actual spread. But give me San Francisco minus 2.5 in this one. I think the Niners. They got Robert Saleh back in the building, and that's been a huge boost to their defense. And this defense,
I would agree.
This defense looks good.
It looks good, but it's very clear that there are holes. I'm not saying Swiss cheese, but it might start aging that way.
Yeah, I mean we'll see what happens there, but this is going to be a tight. I feel like this is a tight game that could go either way. So I don't know what's going to exactly happen.
Let me tell you about the game I hate the most, Noah, and that is our Sunday night football game. Chiefs, Giants 6-point dogs at home plus 240 on the money line. 45 is the total, and let me tell you, the Chiefs, they look awful. They look freaking.
Sorry, AJ, one moment. I'll be right back.
Sounds good. I'll talk about this game. The Chiefs haven't looked good. I don't think anyone who has watched football or can watch football or does watch football would say that the Chiefs look good. And they don't. And that's fine. That's fine. They're still favored to win the division. They are one of the top dogs in the league still, because it's scary that the fact that they can come out at any moment and actually put together a game-winning drive and, then put together a bunch of game-winning drives. They love winning one-score games. What do we like to say about the Chiefs? Chiefs love to win, hate to cover. And I got to admit, I hate this line. I hate this line. After seeing what Russell Wilson did last week, I'm not going to lie, that puts a little bit of doubt in my mind when I look at this Chiefs defense and how it's performed, because the Chiefs defense is supposed to be the backbone of this team at this point, and on the offensive side, Patrick Mahomes, he's their leading rusher. He's their leading passer, obviously, but he's put this entire team on his back and it can't sustain for a long time. I hate this pick. I hate this pick. This feels like a game, though, where the Chiefs win, but the Giants cover. And I mean, you're giving me +6 at -105. -105? Yeah. I'm kind of there. The public's on the Giants as well. I might flip-flop come Sunday morning, but early on here, I mean, I'm looking at this Giants team. Russell Wilson's making it happen. I mean, he is thrown for the most yards in the NFL. Second behind him is Daniel Jones. And then behind both of those, like, you're damn near 60 to 90 yards behind them all. And granted, the positions they're put in as quarterbacks, that does take a factor, but they're absolute dogs. I mean, they're slinging the ball, they're slinging the rock, and they're making connections. I will say, and this is why I'm kind of leaning more towards the Giants, Russell Wilson isn't throwing these death balls, like these balls over the middle where there's two safeties coming right at you and they're going to kill you. Like, he's not throwing death balls or anything like that. And I hate the term hospital ball because, yes, technically it would put you in the hospital, but the way the boys are hitting now, it ain't a hospital ball. Like, every guy is hitting like, I'll be careful what I say, not like Ray Lewis, okay, but damn near close to Ray Lewis when he was taking them boys out with quote-unquote legal hits at the time. But I mean, these guys are hitting hard, and Russell Wilson won't put his receivers in those positions. Patrick Mahomes, though, is in a position to where if he has that opportunity to throw a hospital ball to gain a first down, he's going to take that opportunity. Noah, I was just telling the people, I'm on the Giants plus the 6. I think the Chiefs win this game. But I like what I'm seeing out of the New York defense. I like what I'm seeing out of Russ right now. And I love the over 45. I think this game goes way over. I think the Giants are going to be, from what I've seen the last 2 weeks, like, hey, come score as many points. We're just going to let Russ throw the ball everywhere. And Cam Scatterbo every once in a while is going to get in someone's face and have a good time.
Yeah, I think that may be the case, but Chiefs are 0-2. I think this is going to be a big Chiefs blowout on Sunday night going into the Meadowlands there. And I think specifically because I think we're going to see the Giants that we saw week 1. We're going to see the Giants that we saw week 1 against Washington. The Chiefs defense is going to absolutely choke them out. They're not going to get much going. Russell Wilson's going to look absolute dog shite. And I don't know that the Chiefs are going to put up a ton of points. I am definitely on the under for this game. But I think the Chiefs are going to cover this spread no problem.
So here's my thing. I don't think the Chiefs are capable of a blowout right now. I really don't. And the way that offensive line has been performing, I think Dexter Lawrence is going to give them a hell of a hard time. And the same thing I would say about the Packers going up against them with Micah Parsons there if the Chiefs were favored. Like, I don't like that offensive line matchup. I don't like a lot of it. I hate this Giants team. Let's be clear. I want the Chiefs win. I hate this Giants team. But the Giants cover with Russell and Malik Neighbors. If you're starting Malik Neighbors, just do it. Just do it. And I love Patrick Mahomes. I always bet on the Chiefs. You know that, Noah.
Yeah.
And so this is a big moment for the show. Let's go ahead and move on. Last game, Monday Night Football. Detroit Lions, Baltimore Ravens. Ravens 4.5-point favorites, minus 250 on the money line. 52.5 is a total. Where are you at on this one? Because I'm of the opinion that I opened up at 3.5, moving to 4.5, 5.5 at some books. I don't really know what to make of the Lions. I don't like. They feel like the same as last year, but they don't.
I think a lot of fucking points are going to be scored in this game. I can tell you that much.
Well, yeah, we're not even talking about the over because I thought that was just given.
Derrick Henry ran the fuck through the Bills defense. I think he's going to run the fuck through the Lions defense. I think Lamar is going to have a totally okay game. Baltimore's playing at home. I'm okay with the 4.5. I don't love it, but I'm okay with the 4.5. And I think the overhead's big time. I really think the Lions are just not going to have an answer for Baltimore's offense. And I do expect the Lions to put up a decent performance themselves. I just don't think it's going to be enough to match what Baltimore can do.
Yeah, I think the Lions will expose a little bit more of the Ravens defense to the public and show them like, hey, they ain't that much better than what you think. But at the same time, no, I think Derrick Henry runs over that defense. Give me Derrick Henry over yards. Give me Derrick Henry 2+ TDs, and Lamar TDs feels really good this weekend too. Feels real good on Monday Night Football. But Noah, we did it. We went through the entire slate, our college slate as well. You got anything else before we sign off tonight?
I do not. Nope.
Neither do I. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for watching. Shout out to everyone here on Rumble, over on YouTube and X. Y'all are the best. If you like what we're cooking, please hit those like buttons, hit the follow buttons. It does help us out a lot more than you know. I'm the Brofect One AJ. That's the Money Train Noah, and we'll see you guys next time on Degenerate Takes.